Good morning, folks. Please take your seats so that we could get started again. We have a very interesting second session here again. We are going to have an hour-long Q&A. So please write down your questions. And we will have actually several mics in the audience for you to ask questions. So I'm sure after Marty's presentation and Don's presentation, I'm sure you folks have a lot of questions about going digital and going open. So please get your questions ready. And we do have three short presentations this morning to again start our discussion. And the first one is going to be, it's a great pleasure to have Juergen Brandes, who's the CEO of Siemens Process Automation and Drives Division, with us. He's coming to us all the way from Europe. And also, as you know, Siemens is, one of the major automation suppliers, all the way from PLCs and DCSs and so forth. So it's my pleasure to invite Juergen here to the stage to make a few remarks.
Here in Orlando, I really feel very privileged to be all with you, the IoT experts, because I'm a hardware engineer. And when you come from the hardware, everything's have to work fine at the right point in time from the very first beginning. And I also programmed myself models. So I'm believing in prescriptive models that brings most of results from the data we are all having in our processes. So I do really believe in the strengths, on one hand, on modern analytic tools, but also on the other hand, on prescriptive models we heard today from Andy. But the final question is from our customers, yes, we have data, how can we use them smartly? And finally, how we get most of the money out of the assets we have installed. So our answer is, let's work together, collaborative, to do in the way of IoT, using data wisely, driving productivity, quality, and flexibility, both with analytical tools, but also with model-based analytics. Thanks for the introduction. Yes, Siemens is one of the most leading companies in automation, but also industrial software. And we also share what we heard today from ExxonMobil together with Lockheed, that the pyramid we all know about, the automation pyramid, get blurred. So we also believe that certain functionalities will move up into the IT arena, but we also need to be aware, and I heard this also this morning when it comes to cybersecurity, areas that are critical, safety-related, these critical control loops will remain on the operational side on the field level devices, and therefore we have to move together in which way this automation hierarchy will move into the next generation. And here we as Siemens believe this is not a question in the US or in Europe or in Asia. We have to find a way, an open ecosystem that is the same, no matter in which part of the world we are working with. Quicker, leaner, cheaper. This is easy when it comes to greenfield applications. But most of the question is and this is really important, how can digitalization help us in brownfield, in matured investments? And here, it's not all about data, it's also about knowledge. For example, we as Siemens knows about motors, compressors, we are knowing about automation software, but we need to work together in an ecosystem with people who knows about pumps, other critical equipment. But also, we need to work with our customers very much together. And this already shows what Andy was saying. We need to work with systems that are working collaborative, but this also means these systems need to exchange data. I would call it the different systems need to speak the same language, need to use the same grammar. And we as Siemens firmly believe we want to do it together in an open ecosystem with customers as the partners, but even with OEMs as a partner, but even with former competitors as a partner, because this is the only way how we can get most of the value of existing infrastructure. Transparency, open standards becomes definitely critically important, and that's the reason why we as Siemens are participating in the different working groups. And here I have to say, we see working groups in Europe, we see working groups in the US, we are also seeing working groups in all parts of Asia. And here I really want to confirm the need, what we heard from Exxon. Let's work with many end users together to align the different languages, to align the different protocols. But also, we are offering an open system, we call it MindSphere. We call it an own operating system for the IoT, and this platform enables to use different languages, different connectivity. And when you see how easy it is, for example, to connect our devices to the cloud with such an operating system, we call it MindSphere, this makes IoT even easier. And then you can analyze data almost in real time. You can derive recommendations for operations. And then you really see that even an existing plant, an investment already been made, gets new life with those kind of data. I'm talking about partnership. And I do believe in open ecosystems. But do we do it? And probably later on you will see Greg Bentley talking about it, because this is a good example where Siemens, together with Bentley Software, are working on a partnership. So by joining forces, by really working on their strengths on 3D modeling and our strengths on understanding the automation system and the devices in the brownfield, by combining those, we really can offering together advantages to our customer that is unmatched. But as we see, probably we would not be able to do so with separate companies. So this is a good example of cooperation, how we are bringing things together. So let me end. In challenging times, with investments we have already been made, but with new technology, with data analytic tools, but also with descriptive analytic tools, and with companies who are open to work together and also can standardize on a common language, those kind of companies will be successful in the future. This also means Siemens is your partner to be successful in the future. Thank you very much.